Hey guys, hi, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Steven. Do you know how I usually start my videos off with, hi, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Steven. I filmed that similar thing last night on the aircraft when I was heading from Vegas to Boston to visit Rhode Island, where my mother is dying. So I questioned whether or not I was going to actually post some of this content. I didn't post everything because some of it's just too intimate, and I'm going to share a couple tears with you later on in this video if you continue to watch it. But I did want to warn you, if you are watching any of my content because of its flight attendant content, this is not that video. This video has nothing to do with being a flight attendant, but of a middle-aged man who has a very complicated relationship with his mother who's dying. For just a little backstory for those people who don't know me or my story, and for some reason you're watching this, I really have not had a relationship of any value with my mother since I was a very young man. 14 is when I left her. And it's been a really challenging, difficult relationship, to say the least. And she's dying, and I wasn't quite sure how I was going to handle it. I did not handle it as I thought I was going to, but she probably has a day or two left. I don't know. She's pretty bad. But after visiting my mother, I went to visit my grandparents and my brother's gravesite and my future gravesite. I'll be buried with my little brother and my grandparents. And that was very emotional, that visit there. And I cried quite a bit. So if you are uncomfortable seeing someone cry, this is not the video for you. But this day did not unfold as I imagined it might. And I had no hope for it, but I had no idea what to expect. But I'm staying at my aunt Joanne and my uncle Bob's house, my father's sister. They have a beautiful house here in Lincoln, and I'm staying in one of the spare rooms tonight before I go back to Vegas tomorrow. And tonight wasn't just staying at my aunt's house, but I spent the last, I don't know, we spent the last probably 4 or 5 hours just talking, and I really needed to spend some time with family that loves me, and sometimes I find it hard to be loved. I find it very challenging, and they gave me just what I needed tonight, and so I'm able to, I think, go to sleep in a few minutes, and with the help of some melatonin, and find some peace tonight. And that is all due to my aunt Joanne and my uncle Bob. So having said that, you're going to see me in a few minutes get very emotional. So please know that I'm going to be okay afterwards. This is proof. This is me in the future. I'm going to be okay, but you will see me in a minute get very upset. And I do apologize, but I figured you guys, I share pretty much everything about myself, and I'm 100% genuine. When I show myself on camera, anything I have to do or say or show you is 100% me all the time. There's no Instagram Steven. It's just me. So I figured this is part of me. This part of my journey as an adult is losing my mother again. In a way, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I need to go to sleep. But so if you watch this video any further, please don't get upset. Please know that I'm okay and that I'll be fine. And I will have more to talk about this later on as the situation evolves and she goes. And I have a lot of photographs I want to share with you somehow. I'm not sure how I'll do that, but in the meantime, I'm going to sleep. I will talk to you later. I love you guys. And again, please don't get upset for me as you watch this video. I will be okay. All right. So I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hey guys, hi, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Steven. I'm just getting on a plane to Boston. I got seat 3F, and I think we're on a 319. So that means I got one of our big front seats, which was really nice. It's really nice. And it's on the right-hand side of the aircraft, which means I won't have the work light from the galley flashing in my face. So it's the perfect seat. I can lean against the fuselage. Very happy. So I can hopefully nap on this flight. And we'll see what this trip home, where this takes me. All right, let's go. All right, here's my chariot for the day, my car rental. I'm using Advantage with insurance and the toll coverage and all that stuff. Just checking to see if there's any damage out here. It's going to cost me $157 for the day. And that includes insurance and all that stuff. So, all right. And while I've been drinking tea, Duncan's to the rescue. Hey guys, all right, so I just got in the car. It's freezing. I'm not going to be vlogging while I drive because I want to live. And Massachusetts drivers take no pity. So I'm just going to focus on my driving. As you saw in the beginning of this video, I did get the red eye from Vegas to Boston. I was able to sleep for maybe an hour and 20 minutes, maybe at most, in 2 different naps. So I really didn't rest much last night. Hence the extra large coffee with milk and 4 sugars, just to be able to get me to Rhode Island. I might actually have to stop for one more coffee because I don't want to drive drowsy, you know. All right, I do have more mixed emotions about what's happening today than I really thought I would. I was just hoping I could go through today with as little emotion as I felt over the past almost 10 years, really, since I've spoken to my mother. So, I don't know. I'm really hoping today is nice and easy and painless. I don't know if that's going to happen, but cross your fingers. This is part of adulting, isn't it? End of your parents' life. Hey guys, so I got to Rhode Island a little early, about an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours early. And so I decided, since I had the car, to drive over to the house, my grandmother's house, my grandparents' house. The one they had for many, many, many years. The one that when I left my mother, short story, I left my mother when I was 14. I knew at 14 that I was not supposed to be there. And she was not supposed to be my mom. And so I escaped, and I moved in with my grandparents, really without asking them. I just showed up one day. And this is the house. Right there. I'm really having a hard time holding it together. It's the same siding, the same aluminum siding that has been on that building since like the 60s. I don't know. It's a little different. They put a fence up. Let me show you the house. Oh, that's the house. Living room's over there, dining room's over there, kitchen's behind. My first bedroom was up there in that dormer. And then when I was a little older, I moved over to the bedroom over there. There were 2 big trees that were on the evergreens that were on the side of the building. The fence is new, or decades ago. And back here, that wasn't there, but right in the middle of the backyard was an apple tree. There's a dog barking. There was an apple tree over there. Evergreens all in the back. Shrubs along the side that flowered. They were beautiful. And I used to play in the the gutter used to be full of water when it would rain. I'd play in the gutter with apples that fell from the apple tree. And while my silhouette is over here, I used to walk to school up that hill. It's a very steep hill. And I remember walking up this hill and recognizing my silhouette changing as I got older, because I lived here for a long time. And I just remember walking up this hill and seeing my silhouette on the pavement as I walked up this hill. I have not been here in 35 years. Alright, so the house is up there. And while we're down here, this is the house that I lived in when I was about 6 months old. And up here is St. Maria Goretti's church. And that church is where my brother's funeral was back in 1977. Back there. And I'll walk around the corner here and I'll show you something else. Alright, and this is I-90's florist. I had my first kiss in a car right there. I had my first kiss, and that graveyard, it's a beautiful cemetery, is where I learned how to drive. My grandfather taught me to drive there because he said everyone was already dead. I wasn't going to hurt anybody because everyone was already dead. Well, this is not the way I wanted to start this day off, because I really didn't want to get emotional today, but visiting my grandmother's house, the one place in the world I was safe, is getting me emotional. And this whole little intersection here is full of history for me. And the house is for sale. The house is for sale. I'm tempted to call the realtor and see how much it is. I couldn't afford to buy a house. I can't even afford a car, never mind a house. But, you know, the fantasy of owning that little house. Oh, man. Alright, I'm going to get back in the car because it's freezing. And then find a place to go to the bathroom. I'm going to pee. Alright, so I'm a few minutes early. I'm in the parking lot outside of her building. This isn't a particularly lovely part of Pawtucket. Not that much of Pawtucket is lovely. It's always been a blue-collar town. One of industry. In fact, if you look over there and over there, you'll find some empty mill buildings. There used to be a huge textile industry here. Shoes, jewelry. But all of that's gone. I don't even know what Pawtucket does anymore. I know there's a small arts community here, but I am totally rambling about nothing that makes any sense whatsoever. I'm trying really hard to prepare myself for what I'm going to find in that in the building. I really don't know what to expect, and I don't know if I want to feel something or if I'm comfortable being as numb as I've been for years around the topic of my mother. So I'm not sure quite what I really want out of this experience. How's that for honesty? I'm not even sure what I want right now. It's nice to have you along with me, though, I'll tell you. I know that I'm sitting in my car talking to myself and you through a camera lens, but you know, I've said this before. It's nice to know you're kind of going along the ride with me when I, you know, go on my little excursions and sightseeing and stuff. But yeah, even in moments like this, I kind of don't feel totally alone in this because I know you're kind of watching this. Somebody's watching this. All right, so I'm going to have a couple sips of coffee. I'm going to try and meditate for a minute or two, say the Serenity Prayer a couple times, and see what happens. All right? Hi, this is my mother's cat, Maisie May. Hi, Maisie May. Hi. Oops. Hi, sweetheart. What a sweet cat. Yeah. My mother's off to the left, but I'm not gonna share that with you guys. That's just for me. Oops. Hi, mate. Oh, hi, honey. Oh, yeah. What a good cat. Is it a hug? I could use a hug. Gotta let go. I have to hit the power button here. Alright, bye. So, I'm sorry, I've tried to film this a couple of times, so I'm gonna try and speak clearly enough. Yeah, so I just saw my mother. She is unconscious, and apparently her breathing and all the signs show that she really probably doesn't have a day or two left. So I am glad I came down today. She's so small. She was always a big person to me. She's so tiny in that bed. And if you've ever seen someone who's dying or close to death, there's a smoothness to all their features. Like the wrinkles just go away. The whole face is relaxed. It's like full face Botox. She looks like she's gonna die soon. And sounds at her breathing. There are two of her close friends are there who have been there the whole time. And one of her hospice nurses and a social worker was also there. Thank goodness. There were some people there I could talk to, and they gave me some time. I went into her bedroom and played with her cat for a few minutes, and then basically just because they said she could hear things. I don't know. So I just said that I'd forgive her, just in case she needed to hear that. Sorry. I really wanted to be numb through this. And I'll be fine. I'll be fine. But I did not expect to feel so much. I have a tin that must have 500 photos, 1,000 photos inside that I haven't seen since I was a tiny kid. Family photos that she always refused to share with me. So I have those, and there's a picture of this old man that I don't even know who it was, but she's had that picture since I can remember anything. And of all the things that she's owned, of all the things that she's lost or given away or have been taken, that one framed picture of this old man she's had forever. And so I have that and the pictures, and there's a walking cane that was mine back when I was a kid in Germany, when we lived there. And so the guys here are going to send that cane to me because it has a big wicked metal tip on it. It's like a walking stick, and I couldn't take it on the airplane, so they're going to mail that to me. So I'll have a couple things that remind me that there were good moments, there were good times. A few of them, and they were very, very long ago. Okay. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna have a good solid cry, and then I have a couple hours before I go to my aunt's, so I'm gonna go visit my brother's. I think if I can find him, his site, I'm gonna go visit my brother's grave in East Providence while I'm down here. All right, just so I can be even more cheery and happy, right? All right, I'll see you guys later. Oh, God, it's freezing out here. The wind is crazy, but I can't seem to find the plot. I know the section and the number, but there's no real way to find out where that where that is here. Can you hear those wind chimes? There's some wind chimes. I don't think you can. There's some, the wind is blowing some chimes in that tree over there. And I found the grave. It's right here. Right there. There's my grandfather, my grandmother, and my brother. And right below my brother's name is going to say Stephen, because that's where I'm going to be buried. Right there. It's a very humble grave marker. But yeah, we're not a very dramatic family. Hey guys, all right, so I'm still at the graveyard. I just came back from having a chat with my grandfather and my grandma and Mark, telling them, you know, to keep an eye out for my mother, and telling her parents, my grandparents, that, you know, she was a good girl to a lot of people, and she's loved by a lot of people. And so she's not all bad. And yeah, I just stood there and cried hysterically, like bending over at the waist, crying. You know, my glasses are filled with tears. Yeah. So I'm glad I'm here by myself, so I could just really just cry as hard as I had to. God, this day is awful. I'm glad I'm by myself for that, but I really do wish someone were here to hug me. I could use a hug. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to post this. This just seems like emotional flagellation. You know, I just feel like I'm getting myself all worked up. I'm going to stop crying now. Maybe. I'm going to sit here for a little while, think, finish my coffee, and then drive over to I have an aunt and her husband that live in Lincoln. They're my father's sister and her husband. So I'm going to drive out there and stay the night and fly home tomorrow afternoon, and go home and just crawl in bed for a couple of days with my cats. Okay. Well, I'm so sorry this video, I don't even know if I'm posting this crap. I don't know. One of my coworkers fly with Wonderfully Allie. She has a very successful channel. She also posts very, very personal stuff, but for her it's posting her, like, literally she posted or vlogged her labor with her last child. She shares some intimate moments there, and I guess this is my version of it, right? So me sharing something pretty darn personal, oversharing, you could say. All right, I'm gonna go. After a bit, I'm gonna sit here for a while and pray. All right, see you later.